So many of our problems are rooted in a limited perspective of ourselves that have concluded that we are whatever the limit is saying, and therefore what it is that we want is not possible, or it is only achievable at the end of this intense difficulty that makes it feel seemingly impossible. Okay, but the reality is that you are 100% completely on every single level an infinite being. And if you have a vision in your heart, if you have a desire that you want to see and you want to experience, then you've got to know that that is for you. Now, here's the bit where it gets a little bit more complicated. You're an infinite being here to experience all manner of contrast and the enjoyment in the unfolding, right? We're not just a human personality, we're a soul on a learning journey. We're our own unique perspective of the one infinite consciousness, incarnated into these individual fragments so that we could experience more of ourselves. So as infinite beings, we love all of the contrasts, we love all of the things, we love every step in the process. And we also like it when our manifestations and our visions take time to come together, because there's more chance to be in the experience and to be in the embodiment and to work with all the different layers of this reality, right? So there's that aspect of us. But the thing is that the infinite aspect loves just all the unfolding, all the nuance, all the contrast. It doesn't create this bias against what is. It doesn't perceive that this is bad, this is worse, oh, this is good, this is bad, better, worse, slower, it should have been longer or further ahead by now, it should be better. Like, it doesn't perceive through those lenses. But then the tension comes because your human personality wants to see results, wants to see confirmation that you're good enough, wants to see whatever it is, whatever that ego part of you is longing for when it comes to the vision and the manifestations and the progress with what you're sharing. The human personality and the ego has certain longings. And the reason it feels painful is the way it comes about is because you're being shown where your ego wants to get something from this creation and from your life. And what you are is on a higher level doesn't want to confirm the ego's desires for validation, because it would be only affirming an illusion. So the infinite aspect of you is schooling you on every single level to return to truth. And the pathway to return to truth often looks like facing your human pains and your dissatisfaction and your idea that you're disconnected from what is of highest benefit from you, and that you're not doing this, you're not doing that, whatever it is. If you believe that bad things are happening to you, that's like the purification that needs to happen. So if we can recognize that there's this dynamic between the infinite aspect of us, the soul, and then the human personality that finds the unfolding and the breaking apart that you need to have of your layers so you can let more of your infinite come through, your human personality finds that fucking painful. But the more you dedicate to this journey, the more you dedicate to the unfolding, the bringing yourself into this embodiment of your infinite essence while in the human form, the more you dedicate to this journey, and the more you allow yourself to be transformed from the inside out, and the more you let yourself meet your nature, and you develop this ability to just have a nose for when you're in an illusion. What's an illusion? Like, what's bullshit? What's my own mental projection? The more you see that this path is about recognizing your nature and finding that freedom, and the external manifestations are not important. And what's actually important is that internal choice to bring out more of you and embody that and enjoy the frequency and enjoy the states. Because guys, we only have the inner experience, right? We only have the internal frequency that we resonate and that we hold. So don't get so caught up in the external world. And the more you dedicate to this path of your embodiment and your self-realization and your self-actualization, they're not separate paths, by the way. They're one and the same. They're intertwined. One is not possible without the other. Every time I go to a new higher phase of my actualization of my gifts and my talents and my voice and the things that I share with people, the journeys I take people through, I have to deepen in my self-realization as well, because the deeper I go into my nature, the more of a powerful frequency I'm able to hold without me collapsing into an illusion or like a small identity or like an identity that is not commensurate with that vibration, right? So you can see the correlation between your knowing of yourself as an infinite being getting deeper the further you go onto this path, and also like the necessity of it, but the necessity in like such a light and happy way, in such a joyous way. Can you find that joy inside of yourselves, guys? Because it exists. There is a joy that you have as an infinite being here in an incarnated experience, here to enjoy every single moment, here to enjoy the contrast, here to enjoy the unfolding. And yeah, if you can just like recognize that it's not a big deal that you're experiencing pain in your ego and you're experiencing drama as you go about this process, which is the resolution of the separate self, right? The part of you that's believing that you are disconnected from your true nature, the part of you that is believing that you're not doing so well on your path, the part of you that is projecting separation between your nature, right? Believing that you're not worthy, you're not lovable, it doesn't work out for me, believing that you're a victim in some way. So the more you can reconcile these two perspectives and recognize that they're existing together and it's a dance, and the more you commit to the journey, the less painful it gets, because the more you're able to feel and know the truth of yourself, and like the light and the brightness of the truth of yourself is so monumentous compared to the little bitty drama playing out in your ego as you're going about your reconciliation of the separate self. That brightness of your true nature is just so mammoth that you like, it doesn't matter, like it really doesn't matter, right? And like the less you give it significance and the less you create your own mental narrative about being the victim and like being lost and not knowing how to do things, the more painful it gets, right? So it gets less painful because you get more connected to the truth, and you get more in a free flow, more in a just in this really deep connection to what is truly real, and the things that aren't real don't bother you. The rate of, is a rate's not the right word, but the amount that the illusion and the drama in your ego and the pain of your human narrative, the amount that it affects you is proportionate to the amount of disconnect that you have from your infinite nature, from the true recognition of what you are. So yeah, guys, okay, people who are genuinely suffering, when you hear that, you're just going to scramble and just be like, I need to fucking know my infinite nature. Just need to like focus on that. But like, guys, just accept whatever it is, okay? Accept whatever pain you're going through, accept whatever ego dismantling you're going through, accept whatever difficulty you have, because as soon as you accept it, you stop fighting it. And if you truly recognize yourself as this infinite being in no matter what moment, and like see the truth of that, see the truth of the perfected, uncompromised aspect of your true nature, and like see that everything is inviting you to see the truth of you. And like, if you really knew that, then you wouldn't care when you're in this experience of ego pain. And like I said, it gets so much less painful because you just, I guess there's a certain big things that you work through that are more painful, and like you've worked through a big percentage of the big things, so it's less painful. But generally speaking, I think it's less painful because you are anchored in what is true. And when you're anchored in what is true, the illusion doesn't shake you. So this is just for anyone that is struggling to align, struggling to settle in, struggling to like realize that, okay, yes, I'm an infinite soul on this journey, but like you're struggling to just really make that embodiment. And a lot of people who are struggling to make this embodiment have this belief that if they just focus their little socks off on enlightenment teachings until the cows come home and just like focus on purifying their awareness more and going even deeper into the enlightened states, then everything in their life is going to fall into alignment. But guys, like, this is a dance. This is a emerging of these apparent dualities, these apparent opposites, the human, the soul, the infinite, and the finite aspect of you. Like, you're merging these things and you're bringing them into balance. So it's really easy to get out of balance when you just focus in the direction of the enlightenment teachings and you assume everything's going to come together and neglect this other aspect of like what's wanting to come through. And the reality is like, we let go of things at the moment that we're ready to let go of them. So you don't need to go and look for your dramas, your traumas, and the things that you need to resolve. You just need to be willing to face the truth of yourself in every moment and get present and get undistracted and like stop playing in the narrative, the self-depreciating narrative, the narrative that says you're a victim, the narrative that says that like, fuck, I can't do this, or like it's taking me my whole lifetime, whatever it is. Like, the reason you're still in that drama is because you're still subscribing to that narrative. So when you're ready to let it go and you're ready to say like, okay, yes, even in the face of this contrast, I know the truth of myself and I'm going to dedicate to that. I'm going to have so much trust and conviction, and I'm going to bridge the gap and really step into this infinite embodiment while in the human form. And I'm going to be able to be advanced enough to work with the apparent opposites and like all of the nuance in that process. And I'm not going to just avoid one or the other because, I'm able to handle this shit, right? Okay. So just a few words of encouragement, guys. So these are the last few videos of the paradigm shift. I may be making them every second day now. Let's see how it goes, but I'm really feeling just this pull to saturate a bit deeper with the things I'm wanting to share, but who knows, this just came through in a moment, so I may be daily, but there's only 4 days left of this series, so I have plenty more to teach. I have some amazing groups coming up, and anyone who really wants to go deeper and really just find yourself on the highest aligned soul path and have a great time in this creation, my groups are going to be for you. And you can subscribe on my newsletter to hear about them first. And yeah, I love you and I will leave you. Bye, guys.